Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everyone's doing well, and all those who are in the middle or have already gone through, or it's coming of the path of this, you know, Arctic blast. We're feeling this winter storm. I hope everyone is prepared and doing well. And you just ride it out. You do what you can, and this is why we prep. If you lose power or anything, I do pray for everyone that's in the path of this. This is a crazy storm, and we knew something. We had that feeling something like this was going to come this winter, and I'm always, be on the lookout. Don't let your guard down. They'll never let opportunities go to waste. Okay, especially when it could be something natural. Well, they're going to jump on that. So just be ready, and we'll get through this. A couple things I'm going to go over, just highlights and everything concerning this. I guess everyone saw yesterday, Mr. Zelensky came right on over to the White House in his little green jumpsuit to address the U.S. people. Does that happen? I think that's the first that's something like that has happened. And then just is that his payment? Is his payment like 47 billion to make an appearance at the White House? I don't know if that's what the rate is for him coming over. Anyways, that just absolutely disgusted me yesterday, but I don't know why we're surprised. They're pushing as fast as they can. I don't know if they're trying. It's just I'm going to push this to all pop off as quickly. It just can't seem to happen quick enough for them. But in the middle of this storm and everything else, and the absolute disgusting part of that also is how many people are going without and struggling here in this country, whether it's food and medicine, medical of any sort, heating their homes, especially with this big storm coming. But you know where I'm going. I try to keep it cool over here. But anyways, that went yesterday. I did see this a little while ago that the Congress is set to pass another massive $1.7 trillion spending bill. I have no idea what's in it yet. I'm sure most everyone else doesn't know what's in it. They just tuck things in there that they want to have and just fluff it with a ton of, thousands and thousands of pages of other stuff to go through there. And we had the 6.4 earthquake in California. I do have some subs that are California. Let me know how you are. Were you affected by that? What are you seeing? What's going on? I think it was like 70,000 were without power. The roads and different things broken. They said it was a really bad one. For them, it lasted a lot longer. I thought that was odd that came right at the time that this storm was coming through. And I remember when they were talking about this storm, they said, if you don't want to be in the path or affected by the storm, then you should live in California. And then California gets a 6.4 earthquake. It's funny how that happens. Not funny, but you know what I'm saying is funny. So going on to what we need to do for ourselves, what we can do to prepare. Please do not forget, coming up, if you're in the path of the storm, you lose power, exposure to the elements, things like that. And through this winter, I talked so much about boosting our immune system. I cannot stress that enough, because even stress of dealing with stuff, maybe you're, the stress of just things in life, the stress of the storm, maybe you lose power. Even if you are prepped, there's still even if you're in that thing where it's go time, like, oh, I've been preparing for this, it's still a shift. Our body, our adrenaline, everything is going to react to that. When the adrenaline, cortisol, things like that, I've talked about this before, dump, it lowers our immune system. So, we keep level headed. We do what we can. We think things through, but our immune system needs those help. Do your elderberry, your vitamin C, your zinc, things like that. Through the winter, I talk about, we may not get, and also depending on where you live, you're not going to get the sun exposure like we would normally get in the spring and summer and even fall, especially if you're closed in, because it's snowing like crazy or it's raining, things like that. I feel that vitamin D3 is essential for everyone through the winter, at least. Okay, I choose to use sublingual drops. You do what's best for you. I say do your research on which ones you purchase and make sure that they are natural and not synthetic. Okay. Vitamin D is responsible for so much in our immune system, balancing our hormones. I did a video before talking about how it helps, higher doses for, like the anti-inflammatory type effect. You need all those things. I think that's a very important one to have on top of the other immune boosting things I had mentioned. Of course, I'm big on garlic. A lot of people they'll have issues with digesting garlic, raw garlic. It can be harsh on their stomach. Saute it or whatever you have to do. If you want to do capsules, whatever you want to do, it's great. It's a great preventive, and it's a great treatment thing for, viral, bacterial, fungal, anything like that. It's really good. Don't forget about your warming spices, especially if you're cold. I did something on this before about warming spices and warming liquids. Yes, we think about things like, I talk about the hot water bottles, and you have a heat source and the layers. We talk about all these external things to keep us warm. Keeping your core temperature with warm liquids, broth, tea, whatever, it is very important in staying hydrated. We use a lot of energy and can get dehydrated from trying to keep our bodies warm. That is extremely important about staying hydrated. So, warming spices, just going to go over quick because I use these all the time. Stuff like cinnamon, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cloves, and cayenne pepper. Put them in teas, put them in a broth, put them in whatever you eat. And they're just really good. And they have tons of other benefits as well that we need during this season that I think is really important. And something else I have talked to people on email about the worry, and we can go through different phases where we would worry more, and sometimes people can get worried, and it may not just be with what's coming right now. Everybody has kind of this storm on their mind, the end of the year, the things kind of over, with Ukraine and Russia and America, NATO, all of that, as if that's not enough, right? Then we have loved ones that are sick, or they've lost, or there's different things going on in people's lives. Everyone has different things. And they're like, I'm losing sleep. And then once that happens, you can get in the snowball cycle effect of when you lose sleep, which lowers your immune system. And, when you're tired, you stress more and you're more on edge and things like that. That happens to all of us at some time or another. It just does. That's another reason my personal opinion, I don't agree. I think that people who just like, I'm going to lone wolf it and, I'm going to survive, you'll get worn down. If you're sick or hurt, you can't do it all, and you cannot stay awake around the clock. We talk about SHTF, about sleeping in shifts because of the safety. And I'm not talking about how things are right now. I'm talking about when it gets really bad, depending on lots of different things with, variations of that. Rest, being, tired. That's why there's so many things and I think we did it more in the generations before. If you were sick, you took to bed, and that's what it was. Especially in like the first 24, 48 hours to let your body rest so it could spend its energy getting better. And that's important. And so just a couple things as we're going into the storm, or, going in here and into winter and everything, that we remember those things. Because like I said, they always do. We're bombarded with a ton of different things all at once. And something happens and then you're like, oh, I just completely forgot about that because I was so boggled with everything else. I forgot about this one simple tip, right? So this is just reminders for that. I do it too. That's just life. That's how it is. I will attach a article underneath this, because I don't know much, but it's Alliance for Natural Health. I had talked about how I've been talking about the FDA doing the grabs, and how they were going after homeopathic stuff, and they were wanting to snatch all that, and there was regulations they were wanting to do. So this is a little update. I will attach the article so you can read. This is from the 20th of this month. You can read a little bit more depth. I'm still following this. I'm reading this, and I want to share it, but then I have some hesitancy also. And I've talked about like I said, things they were wanting to do. And a lot of this started, an uptick of this during the cough illness, okay? And it was, everything started going out about how fish oils were needed and the blood pressure and the brain health for that. And then there was a big thing about vitamin B, and I talked about that for brain and heart health. And there was a big thing about using vitamin D for the cough illness and how using that often changed the outcome. And they downplayed that, swept it down, and they didn't want to hear that or use that. Same thing, I've talked about NAC, CBD, different, I've listed, there's some listed in here. I've talked about that. There seems to be some back down maybe about this, that maybe they're not going to go after things as hard. I don't know. I'm still following that. And I'm going to attach an article, because I'll keep you updated, and I will still keep you updated as things go. I want to see things, even if when you see things in writing from certain agencies these days, that doesn't always mean anything. But, I would not let that become, lack on if you're able to get things and put things back, supplements and different things I talk about. Just like even with the limits on, I'm sure many of you heard and said that the limits on children's flu and pain medicines, Motrin, Tylenol, different things, they have limits on those now. The places that were listed were CVS, Walgreens, and Kroger's, to name a few. They claim that's because of shortages, and right here in this season. So again, that's why we prep, because we may run into snags like this. So I wanted to bring those couple things to you. Merry Christmas to all of you, however you celebrate. I hope you get time to, detach, get time with your family, a little bit of a downtime. Everyone stay safe during this storm. Stay well. God bless. And I will see you next time.